Journalist Russ Choma compiled a giant report of all of Trump's debt to the banks. And it's a lot. So I want to go through it with you here and basically explain what this means. So when it comes to Merrill Lynch, he owes less than $750,000. When it comes to Royal Bank of Pennsylvania, he owes $8 million. Bank of New York Mellon Trust, $9.25 million. Now, look, that's already a lot. And it should already concern you because here you have a guy who's going to be the most powerful person on the planet. And there are people who have a lot of control over him. They have a lot of control over him because he owes them a lot of money. So he's going to take those phone calls and he's going to do those favors because it's human nature. And, you know, knowing him, he'll try to make a deal or two over that. So, hey, maybe I help you out. Maybe I give you this corporate welfare check. And in return, you wipe my debt slate clean. Now, these are all potential things that could happen. We know that Trump's not above this. So let me give you more. You thought that was it? You thought it was just $9.25 million to Bank of New York Mellon Trust, Royal Bank of Pennsylvania $8 million, and Merrill Lynch under $750,000? That's adorable. Chevy Chase Trust Holdings, $10 million. That's a weird one, but I think he purchased a golf course, and that was the company that owned the golf course. And in order to purchase the golf course, the company gave him a loan to purchase it. So that's why that's a kind of a weird one, but he owes $10 million to them. Amboy Bank, $16 million. Oh, good googly moogly, it's rising. That sounded super dirty. Investors Savings Bank, $23 million. This is debt he has to all these different fucking banks. Okay. Not done yet. Ladder Capital. This is a Wall Street firm. $282 million. And I saved the best for last. Deutsche Bank. $364 million. He owes $364 million to Deutsche Bank. All right, now, every day we come out on this show here and we rant and rave against big money corrupting our political system. And we do that, why? Because it's corruption, because it sets up a conflict of interest. We have a system that basically allows legalized bribery in this country if you go through certain channels. So if you give unlimited contributions to a super PAC, well, then they go, oh, that's not bribery because the super PAC is independent expenditures. So it's technically separate from the campaign. Therefore, there's no actual corruption going on. Well, we know that's nonsense. And we know that even by law, the super PAC can't coordinate with the candidate of the campaign. But it happens. With every single person in the race, it fucking happens. So that's a way to have legalized bribery. And that's a problem because the candidates, if they get elected, are going to do the bidding of their donors, their big money donors. And usually that goes hand in hand with, I'm going to snub the people. So everything I promised, everything we spoke about, the democratic will of the people, which I argued for on the campaign trail, that's all out the window. And now I'm just going to do what my corporate donors want me to do. And that's why we have a system where we get a 9% approval rating in Congress, even if you do the poll a few months after they were just elected. You just fucking pick them and you already hate them because you're always picking between the lesser of two evils and they're all fucking bought and owned. Well, this massive, gigantic, insane amount of debt that he has to all these banks and all these Wall Street firms, the same dynamic is at play here. He owes so much money to so many people that if they pick up the phone and they call him, hey, Don, let me talk to you. Oh, what's he going to do? Deutsche Bank calls and he's like, yeah, click. I'm busy helping out the American people. We're going to make America great again. No, he's going to say, what can I do for you, sir? Let's make Deutsche Bank great again. Because that's human nature. And he can wiggle his way out of a lot of these things because now he's actually the most powerful person on earth. So like I said, he can make a deal. Oh, okay. Oh, Deutsche Bank, what's that thing that you wanted again? Oh, you wanted to continue to exploit these tax havens, these loopholes that allow you to do tax avoidance legally, where you shove all your money in the Cayman Islands or a place like that. You want to continue to do that? Is that what you want? You want further deregulation for the bank? Is that what you want? That's interesting. Well, we can have a conversation about that. That's cool. But we have to talk about lessening this $364 million that I owe you. So you have a president with massive financial conflicts of interest, with a massive amount of debt. Yes, that manifests the exact same way as being personally corrupted by money in politics. So even if, let's say, hypothetically, he took no money from any donors, which, by the way, is not at all true. He claims it's true. It's not at all true. In fact, even in the primary when he argued, I'm self-funding my campaign, I'm self-financing, it wasn't true then either. So, yes, he was raising every step of the way from rich people. He wasn't able to raise as much as Hillary Clinton, but he was raising money from rich donors and corporations. But let's assume for a second he didn't raise it. He would still be in the same position as virtually all the other politicians because he still has so much money in debt to these banks and these Wall Street firms. So this is a problem. This is bad. And by the way, Donald Trump, his wealth is largely a house of cards. You know, we've spoken about it before. First of all, he inherited a tremendous amount of money from his dad. He likes to say, I only got a small loan of $1 million. That's not true. It was close to $14 million. But putting that aside, when his dad died is when he got a lot more money. So he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. He ended up with a lot of money. He went bankrupt 6 different times. I mean, we've gone through the companies, the list of disastrous companies. Fucking Trump Mortgage, which he opened right before the bubble burst. The guy got into real estate right before the bubble burst. That's lunacy. Trump the board game, Trump Steaks, Trump Vodka, Trump Magazine. You remember any of these? Neither do most people, because they went fucking belly up. His companies went bankrupt 6 different times. So he's a shitty businessman. Now he's loaded to the brim with fucking debt. And he has all these assets. Assets which you probably can't afford. But he goes, oh, it's tremendous. What are you talking about? I have a hotel here. I have, a golf course there. I got all these different things. Trump properties, tremendous. Believe me, let me just tell you. And it's the appearance of wealth. We told you in 2006, somebody released a book where they'd gone into detail about Donald Trump's life and his finances. And they came to the conclusion, billionaire. Billionaire? That's what you think? You think he's a billionaire? He ain't nowhere near a billionaire. He's lucky if he's worth, what was it, like $141 million or something like that, which is still a lot of money, don't get me wrong. But when you inherit hundreds of millions of dollars, it's not a lot of money. So that's what he was actually worth. And Trump sued that guy. He said, libel, I'm going to sue you. What happened? He lost. Gee, I wonder how much money he's actually worth. So, but anyway, long story short, even though I'm talking for a long amount of time, he's loaded to the brim with debt, and that means something. That means that when he's in there, he's got people he's got to serve. So this idea, this independent billionaire who beat the system, and now he's coming to beat the system for you, the American people, the people struggling, the forgotten men and women, the factory job worker. Complete and utter nonsense. Don't buy into it, man. It's a facade. He even spoke about it in his book. He said, The Art of the Deal. He said something along the lines of, people want to believe that something is the biggest, something is the best, something is the greatest. And then he said, I call it truthful hyperbole. So in other words, everything I say about tremendous, I'm amazing, believe me, all these things I do, I make deals, I make the best deals, we're winning. He admits, a lot of that's just a fucking, facade, it's a mirage, it's not real. I'm doing kabuki theater, but people want to believe in it. So you sell the image, and if you sell it successfully, then you're going to be branded like that. Well, he was successful on that front. If nothing else, he's a fantastic brander.